we shall be going through the latest developments in the commodity markets. We'll be analysing the week's performance. The live session will be covering an overview of the commodity markets, the top trades of the week, live market commentary, technical analysis, and of course Q&A. So as always, guys, we'll keep it nice and interactive. So any questions at all, any questions, do put those into the chat function. There is a chat function for you all to put your questions in as we go through each of the markets. So feel free to do so. So just a quick check-in, guys, making sure you can all see my screen okay. Thank you, Adinda, for that. So just a quick refresh of the browser. A quick check-in before we get started. Everybody can see my screen okay. Okay, perfect. All set. Okay, fantastic. So let me introduce you to the Gold and Silver Club. So the Gold and Silver Club is the world's #1 commodities trading and investment coaching company. We are regarded as the go-to authority on commodities trading. As internationally respected experts, our analysis and our opinions on the metals, the energies, and the agricultural markets, they're routinely sought by major financial television channels and publications, which include Bloomberg, Reuters, CNBC, Global Banking and Finance Review, and the Wall Street Journal. Our team of experts has trained and mentored over 100,000 private traders from all over the world to increase their wealth and generate substantial monthly income through commodities using our signature trading strategy. So for more information on the Gold and Silver Club and our expertise, please do go ahead and visit our website, just www.thegoldensilverclub.com. So what we'll start off with, we'll have a look at gold first. We'll be transitioning into the precious metals, the energies, and of course we'll look at agriculture as well. Currently, gold is trading at $1,205 per ounce. So we'll take a look at that in more detail with you very shortly. Oil is also looking very interesting right now, poised for a potentially big move, which we'll take a closer look at. I'll do a recap of the top trades that we've had over the last month and also over the last week. There's been some very lucrative moves on commodities once again over the last week, and we've certainly been taking advantage of those. So a lot of you might remember we were entering into a buy on gold earlier on in January. So we entered into a buy trade on the 4th of January when we had a lovely setup generated on multiple time frames. You can see our buy signal alerted us to an entry there at $1,077 per ounce to take advantage of the January effect on the 4th of January. So we've been continuing to stay in this trade, trailing up our stop losses each and every single week. Now we have now closed out of this position. So our buy trade, we closed out of that on the 12th of February last week, has now produced over 1,830 points profit in 5 weeks. So this was a trade shared with all of our traders at the Private Traders Club, which we've continued to be in over the course of January and following through to the 2nd week of February as well. So it's been a phenomenal trade, over a 6-to-1 profit on that trade. So very nice return, over 12% return for us on our initial 2% risk. So that has been one of our certainly most lucrative trades that we've had over the month of January. And now we've closed out of that gold trade. And last week we actually took advantage of a sell short. So we another trade again provided to all of our members the trade management of this setup. We got far too overextended to the buy side last week on gold. We saw an opportunity towards a close on Thursday last week. We started to consolidate. We formed a setup initially on the tighter timeframes, which followed through on the larger timeframes. And we've just taken that all the way back down for 320 points profit. Now gold currently sitting at $1,205, looking very interesting. So gold's been great to trade the whole run up. Got too overextended last week. We took a swing trade for a sell short as well. Another nice trade opportunity over the last couple of days has been light sweet crude oil. So we had a breakout opportunity yesterday, which has worked out very nicely in our favor, over a 360 point return there on light sweet crude oil, and we've continued actually to see oil break out to the upside over the course of today as well, which we'll take a look at very shortly with you. One of the key factors behind that was going back to Iran, who have now supported the freeze with the current supply. So I'll go over to that in more detail very shortly with you as we move over to oil. But essentially, we've seen a really nice breakout to the upside. We've seen oil extended gains up to $35 per barrel as Iran has welcomed an output freeze. So this has been very important. So I'll go through that very shortly with you as we move over to oil. So first of all, we'll go over to the technicals. If there's any questions, we'll also be going over the fundamentals as well. Do feel free to share any questions at all. As always, okay, I'll be able to just see those on my browser if there are any new questions. So we'll start off here. First of all, we'll go over the gold market, and gold is currently consolidating. So you will note right now we are forming a pennant formation at the moment on gold. You've got higher lows in the chart and also lower highs. So you essentially, we are building up a supportive channel, but we've also got an overhead resistance channel. So we're coming into a decision point. Now, after the large moves that we got last week on gold, gold was ranging. We had moves up to, in fact, last Thursday's move on gold, we have over a 700-point move in one day, which was the largest move that we've seen in gold since 2013 in one single day. We've had some big volatility, and over this week, gold has really started to consolidate. So it's at a decision point at the moment, gold. If we have a look at the tighter time frames, again, you will see where gold is developing a supportive channel. You've got an underlying supportive channel, but you've also got a resistance channel overhead. So we are waiting for the next move, which we're actually likely to get over the course of this afternoon. Gold looks set to make a decision here as to whether it will break out or break down. Now, the key levels I'm looking at here for gold right now is whether we will break above yesterday's high and whether we can take out also the highs from Tuesday as well. So if we can get above 12.17 US dollars per ounce, then that could really start to build up some momentum to the upside, and we would see more traders getting involved in this trade. If we were to break through support, which is currently sitting at 11.90, you've got a supportive layer sitting between 11.70 up to 11.90 at the moment. We would look to see how the price reacts within that zone. Right now, at the moment, gold certainly had a great run up over the month of February. We've seen over 16% gain so far this year on gold. It's been the best performing commodity of 2016. There are buyers getting back into this, but we are at a bit of a decision point at the moment to see whether gold will continue to follow through and the pullbacks will be bought, or whether this is the start of a larger breakdown. Now, if I move it over to silver, silver's looking quite interesting because silver is just sitting at the moment around support of the 200-day moving average. So this is a very key level for silver. If silver was to break below this level today, there is quite a lot of clean air and a large gap for silver to fill to the downside. So if we were to see a break of $15 per ounce, we could really start moving down significantly lower because there is a large gap on the market to fill there in the region of 40 to 50 points. You can see we're also developing a V-shaped reversal pattern. We've had a bit of a blow off top last week on silver. It's whether it will follow through and build a base at this level. Whilst it stays above 15 US dollars per ounce, the price structure remains supportive for silver. If it breaks below 15, we are going to start to see quite a lot of sellers get involved, and you'll also start to see traders who've moved up their trading stop loss. A perfect zone for that would be $15 per ounce below this recent consolidation. So you'll start to see traders coming out of that trade and take profits if we see silver break down lower. So we're still holding on to that key zone, watching silver and gold very carefully. You'll also note we've got similar confluence at the moment on platinum. We've had a pullback on platinum in the same way that we have done on gold and silver. It's offered also an opportunity to sell short last week after we got far too overextended to the upside. You can also note at the moment here where platinum does have a pennant formation as well. So essentially, as we go into the US session this afternoon, it is decision time. We've got the Philadelphia Fed manufacturing data coming out this afternoon, which could be a big mover. Typically it is. And we've also on oil, we've got the crude oil inventories coming up. So we could anticipate, I'll move over to oil actually next. We can anticipate some explosive moves this afternoon. So essentially I would look out for that on the metals at the moment. They're consolidating and waiting for a decision. Now, the other key markets you need to have a look at the moment, I would keep an eye on the equities. We're not trading this directly. We're looking at it for correlations to see where the funds are flowing to. So we saw gold being treated very much as a safe haven over the last couple of weeks, as we saw a lot of funds flowing into gold, helping it break out to 1-year highs. However, this week we've seen capital flow back into equities, and you can see we've put in so far a double base here, a double bottom for January and February so far. It's just whether equities how far they'll rally from this point onwards. You can see here you've got a W-shaped pattern. We're starting to break resistance. This is the Dow Jones at the moment. Very similar price structure also on the S&P 500. What I'm looking at here is to see whether they will follow through. Now, you've got the strongest correlation between the equities, particularly the US equities and oil. It's the strongest correlation there's been in over 26 years. So as you see breakouts to the upside in oil, you're also seeing that follow through with equities as well. And this is what we're keeping an eye on. I want to see whether oil will follow through today and whether we'll continue to see equities rally, in which case, if we do, I would then anticipate the metals to pull back further. So they should sell off more if we see that. However, if equities just stop at this level of resistance overhead, I would then expect the precious metals to be supported and potentially start to form a further base here and then next leg up. So today is quite an important day to see how these event areas are treated, whether we do get a breakout and follow through with the equities or whether they just simply come into resistance here and roll over again. So that will be very important. I'm also keeping a very close eye on the US dollar index. So the US dollar index is currently retesting its 200-day moving average. Now, in the short term, this is indicating a trend reversal. We broke down significantly over the end of January and beginning of February, broke below the 200 MA. We are now developing a V-shaped reversal pattern, which is a sign that a market has become too overextended, especially when the sell-off is also proceeded with an identical rally. So the overall momentum and the days which it took for the rally to come back again. So you can see here we've had roughly 6 days of selling off in order to get down to the low here on the US dollar, which is sitting around 95.27, and it's also taken 6 days to rally back up to that neckline, which is a sign that the US dollar could be getting primed for a breakout to the upside. So if we do see that sort of a breakout to the upside again, that will put pressure on the metals. I'm keeping a very close eye on that over the course of the US session this afternoon. In the short term, it does look bullish, the US dollar, but it's not confirmed. It needs to confirm and essentially break above this neckline above, sitting at 97. That's a key zone at the moment for the US dollar. So watching this very carefully. Now, another market which you definitely want to have on your radar today is, of course, oil. So I'll keep a very close eye on Brent crude oil and light sweet crude oil today as well. They are very much on the verge of a breakout at the moment. If you have a look at the price structure right now, we can see where light sweet crude oil is just tapping against major resistance. You've got overhead resistance here at 34 US dollars per barrel. We're building a nice little base here as well, and we're also, you can see where oil is starting to build a nice W-shaped pattern as well, same way as we're seeing as equities, this similar formation, and I'm looking here to see whether we will follow through. Now, note where we're sat with oil. It's been quite a while here since light sweet crude oil has been at its 50-day moving average. The last time it was at this level and tested this level and actually closed above it was not since November. The 2nd of November was the last time we came up to that level. So it's been a good 3 months or so since we last tested the 50-day moving average. And that is a very important level for oil here. If it was to break and close above that zone, we could start seeing a considerable move to the upside. So we're keeping a very close eye on that. So just going back to the fundamentals there as well, which have really been a big driver for oil over the last 24 hours. We saw a huge move, a 7% move to the upside yesterday, and we've seen oil rise towards $35 a barrel after Iran welcomed plans by Russia and Saudi Arabia to freeze output, and an industry report showing that we could be certainly due more upside. That would be we would be in agreement with that as well. It looks likely that oil could be on the verge of a breakout at the moment. Now, a couple of points to note right now. I would suggest that we've got the crude oil inventories coming up this afternoon. That is going to be at 4 o'clock London time in the next 3 hours or so. Typically, crude oil inventories, they occur on Wednesdays, but because of the bank holiday in America, they are occurring today on a Thursday. So we've got that coming up in 3 hours. That could be quite explosive. It could be explosive for a breakout trade. We're sitting right around key resistance. Also note that oil's day-to-day volatility, the amount of points it moves day to day, you're typically looking at a range of about 200 to 300 points. More recently, in the range of 300 points per day. So a 300-point breakout, if we just followed through from the current price here, would see oil potentially, if it really followed through, having a significant move here. You could get a significant pop to the upside, breaking and closing above the 50-day moving average. So this could be significant. So we're primed for this if we do see a breakout to the upside. If we were to see a pullback on oil today, we would look to see whether pullbacks have been bought into on the fundamentals as well. So we're looking at this as a two-stage trade. First of all, we're looking at the potential for an aggressive entry, and also we're looking at the potential for a pullback entry as well with the current price structure of oil. If it was ultimately a failed move and by the end of the day we formed some sort of large rejection candle around this zone and oil really couldn't break above this key resistance, we might see a rotation back towards the lower end of this support zone again, because we are ricocheting between major resistance and we're producing higher lows on the chart. So oil for us is one to keep a very close eye on. I suspect we'll get a resolution though of this price structure this afternoon after the oil inventories. I would definitely keep an eye on oil today. We've got the Baker Hughes report coming out tomorrow, but it does look primed for a potential breakout to the upside. I would definitely keep an eye on that for both Brent and also light sweet crude oil. So this is light sweet crude oil. We'll just move it over and we'll also just talk you through the overall price structure of Brent. So Brent, you've also got a very similar structure at the moment. We in fact closed above the 50-day moving average yesterday. The last time we did that was going back to the end of October last year. We've got this basing formation at the moment on oil, and you can see here where previous support was taken out right at the beginning of January, where we dropped significantly, and we're back up to that level again. We're looking for a retest of that zone right now. Again, a very key point here is that we have closed above the 50-day moving average yesterday, which is important for oil here. So a break above that level and a close above that level signifies we could be due a breakout this afternoon. So I would certainly be looking at that, looking at the potential as well, follow through from the current zone, and then a potential move above $36 per barrel, targeting the upper end of resistance here, which is sitting between $39 to $40 per barrel. So I would definitely keep an eye on oil. It looks like we could be due some major moves on that this afternoon. Now, if we go over also to, if there's any questions on that, do let me know. We can certainly go through those. If we go over to the grains, I would also keep an eye on wheat. So wheat's overall price structure, it's come off a major support channel again at 455. This is more of a swing trade. It's bounced right off the lower end of this zone. We're looking for a longer term play back up to resistance here. So we're looking ultimately for a move up to key resistance above. If we do get a move back to resistance here, we could certainly look for profit taking around that zone. So we're moving in the region between 455 support up to 480, and we see more scope for upside here at the moment with wheat. So I would keep an eye on wheat here and look for a potential move back up to resistance. We've got the same price structure as well with both corn and soybeans. So corn had a nice little pop to the upside yesterday. Ultimately, the grains from soybeans to wheat to corn, they've been consolidating for the last 3 months, moving between major support and major resistance. If you just have alerts ready to go, once the price hits resistance and hits support, you've got some potential good opportunities there. So I'm seeing corn here getting good follow through again. We were looking at this level for a breakout earlier this week, 362, so it's had nice follow through, and we're looking for a move and a breakout higher as well. If you go over to soybeans, you will note we've also got a very similar price structure on soybeans too, where it's really just ricocheting between support and resistance. You can see it's making a run back up to major resistance. So the grains there, really nice range bound trades that we're seeing at the moment. Nice swing trades, taking them from support back to resistance, selling from resistance back to support. They've been very predictable, very good markets to us, and they work very nicely for very straightforward trades from support to resistance whilst they remain range bound. I would also keep an eye on coffee. Coffee is coming back to our buy zone here at the moment. We want to see, we're coming back to this major event area. We're currently sitting at 112.85. I want to see whether we'll get a retest of major support, which is between 110 and 111 on the chart. If we do see coffee come back to that zone, we'll be looking for buying opportunities if we get confirmation. So this has typically been a very strong zone of support here for coffee. If we do come back to the lower end of this supportive zone, if we get a bounce, if buyers come back in the market at that level, level, it's got the potential to rotate again for a swing trade back up to resistance here. So coffee, we're keeping an eye out for. If it was to break and close below major support, the 110 level, we would look for sell short opportunities here on coffee, but right now it is holding on to these major supportive zones. In fact, we continue to just move between support and resistance. So we're just looking for another move back down to the 110 to 111 zone for some potential buy opportunities here. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll bring it back to gold again. I will just go over some of the top trading opportunities that we see, top trade ideas that we see developing over the course of today. So as far as gold is concerned, it's channeling at the moment between 1190 and 1217. So what we want to see this afternoon, we are getting shallower resistance levels. So this week, over the last couple of days, each high has been lower, but the lows have been higher as well. So you're forming a pennant formation where we are due a breakout. So I'm looking either to take out yesterday's highs for gold. If we take out yesterday's highs at 1213, we're likely to spike up to 1217. If we take out that level, we'll be looking, that will be a confirmed pullback and breakout move to the upside. So we'll be looking for more buying opportunities on a break of resistance. This afternoon, if you saw a breakout with the US dollar and we start to see a breakout with oil, we might see pressure again on gold here. Gold's range is pretty tight for the day today, so it's probably going to pick up momentum over the course of the US session. Ultimately, if we were to break below 1190, this overall price structure would start to turn bearish. You'd start be moving into the same structure that we've got on silver here as well, which is a V-shaped reversal pattern, which can often produce a complete reversal in the markets. If you want a good example of that, just go back to the FOMC announcement from October last year. That's what a V-shaped reversal top looks like, where you start to break down this V-shaped pattern. Ultimately, the 200 MA there is quite a major level, which is where we're sat at the moment with silver. You can see once that level got broken, going back to, this is actually showing you a good example of the rally, the end of the rally in January and February last year, this ultimate V-shaped reversal pattern which broke down. We had a similar V-shaped reversal pattern again at the FOMC announcement from October last year, and I'll just show you again the price structure of silver. It's not confirmed, but it's just something to bear in mind at the moment. We've got this price structure as well, where if you take out the 200 MA on silver, it's got a lot of clean air to break down. So just be mindful of that. That's not a confirmed move yet, but we are definitely keeping an eye on gold and silver this afternoon for trading opportunities. We're watching very closely oil for breakouts on Brent crude oil and also on light sweet crude oil. So have those definitely on the radar. We're keeping an eye on the equities, and we've got some nice longer term swing trades also going on the grains here as we head into the US session this afternoon. So ultimately, those are the trading opportunities that we see ahead. Now, if I just bring it back to oil, we'll just bring it back and go over to light sweet crude oil and just update you on some of the fundamentals here as well. So for those of you who just joined us a little bit later in the session, the main news coming out regarding crude oil has been the news from Iran. So oil has extended its rally to $35 a barrel after Iran welcomed an output freeze. Okay, so we saw oil yesterday on that news. It surged over 7%. So we saw a big breakout to the upside after that news broke. Iranian oil minister, they met counterparts in Venezuela yesterday, and they didn't say whether Iran would cap its output in keeping with the move by Russia and Saudi Arabia. That wasn't confirmed, but what we have seen is we've seen support for the freeze. They've welcomed a support for the output freeze, which is what has caused a big breakout to the upside at the moment. What I would say on oil at the moment is very fundamentally driven. So you definitely need to be aware of the breaking news announcements as they come out, and as it relates to oil right now, it can have some huge impacts in the oil market. We've seen a lot of choppy price action based on fundamental news recently for oil, so you definitely need to factor that into your trades. One of the key news announcements coming up today is going to be the crude oil inventories, and that will be coming up later on this afternoon. So that is going to be at 4 o'clock London time. So if you do trade oil, if you've got any positions on, just be mindful that we've got the crude oil inventories coming up this afternoon as well, which will be at 4 o'clock London time. Okay, so circa the next 3.5 hours, we've got crude oil inventories coming up. Okay, fantastic. So I'll just go back and double check if there has been any additional questions at this point. We can go through those with you. Adrian, thank you. Right, so just to double check, guys, just a quick check in there as well. And thank you for that, Adrian. Just checking, is everybody able to see my screen at the moment? Can you see we're currently on the gold chart? Just a couple of questions regarding the screen that you're not able to see it. I can do a refresh if you cannot see it. So thank you for that, Adrian. So if you guys just quickly let me know if you can see, I'm currently on the gold chart right now. If you can see the gold chart, that's perfect. If not, you can see it, Famo. Oh, thank you. Okay, brilliant. Excellent, good. So with that, guys, I will just move on and I'll just talk you through how you can actually get more commodity analysis and also live trading ideas ready to implement with the Gold and Silver Club. So there is an opportunity for you to join the Gold and Silver Club. Very simply, in order to join the Private Traders Club, you just go to www.theprivatetradersclub.com, and from there we can assist you with the following. You get access as a member to Master Markets training course, you get live trade setups forum, you get live technical analysis videos, you get the inside track, the week ahead trading plan, and ongoing support and mentoring at the Gold and Silver Club. So let me just talk you through that. I get a lot of questions on the Private Members Academy, so I'll just show you. Once you actually go over to www.theprivatetradersclub.com, you have the ability at the Gold and Silver Club to gain access to, number one, our Master Markets trading course. So that is a very in-depth course, comprehensive course, which covers everything from risk management, very important, to compounding your trading account, how to take advantage of swing trade, longer term trades in the market, how to manage your positions, ultimately how to trade the same way as the investment banks, the hedge funds do, and you get set up with all of our indicators, all of our trading strategies, how to set up all of your charts, as well as the opportunity to join us for all of our live trading rooms throughout the week as well. So as well as that, you get access to our live trade setup. So what we provide for all of our traders is we provide trade management. So each of the trades that we're entering into, we provide updates to all of our traders, new trades coming on, trade management of our existing positions, whether that be swing trade, longer term positions. Those setups, you're kept up to date every single step of the way with those trades, from entry points to exit points to take profit targets to stop losses, all very transparent and all helps you immensely with your trading. You also get the week ahead trading plan, so that includes a very thorough trading plan for the week ahead, which covers everything from fundamentals, from technical analysis, everything really to give you an edge in the market, management of our current open positions, new positions which we're looking at for the following week. We go deep into research in each of the commodities that we trade and provide you with the highest probability setups. You get access to that every single week, as well as live technical analysis videos. So you are able to join our live trading rooms throughout the week, and you also can gain access to the recordings of those live trading rooms. So you can rewatch them as many times as you like if you happen to miss one of our live trading rooms. And of course, you also get access to all of our support. You get access to our email support line. And very simply, if you would like to take your trading to the next level, all you need to do is click on enroll here now at the bottom of the page, and very simply you will be taken across to the application, and once that's filled out, a member of our team will get in touch with you ASAP. Also, you can very simply just get in touch with us at the Gold and Silver Club at either our UK, USA or Africa or Asia office, whichever is your local office. Please do get in touch. I will leave those numbers on the screen for you. Okay, fantastic. Thank you for that confirmation, Adrian. Appreciate that. Excellent. Perfect. Okay, good. So with that, guys, that is it for today's session. Any questions, any comments at all, please do get in touch. And I really genuinely look forward to work with those of you who will be joining us at the Private Traders Club. Okay, so we look forward to hear from you again. I'll leave the numbers on the screen there so you can get in touch. And I wish you all a profitable day's trading. Okay, fantastic. Thanks, guys. We'll see you all on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.